Glory to Jesus Christ. Welcome back to another episode of City of Desert. And once again, we are picking up with our reading from the first volume of the Philokalia, and in particular, the writings of Evagrius of Pontus, his sayings on discrimination in regards to the passions and the thoughts, how it is that we discern the nature of demonic provocation, the nature of the thoughts that come to us, and how that we are to deal with them. And so today we are picking up on page 49, again of volume 1, and we are starting with saying number 20 at the very bottom of the page. It's a very lengthy saying, two long paragraphs, so bear with me and I'll break it into two parts to hopefully make it a little bit more understandable. What he is doing here for us, though, is showing us how to deal with thoughts as they come to us. And in this way, Evagrius is one of the best and most extraordinary teachers. Evagrius writes, when one of the enemy approaches you and wounds you, and you wish to turn his sword back into his own heart, then do as follows. Analyze in yourself the sinful thought that has wounded you, what it is, what it consists of, and what in it especially afflicts the intellect. So, what the thought is and how it afflicts the intellect, that is the nous, the eye of the heart, how it is seeking to darken that within us that allows us to comprehend our sin with clarity, but also to comprehend the things of the kingdom. Suppose, for instance, he writes, that a thought full of avarice is suggested to you. Distinguish between the component elements, the intellect, which has accepted the thought, the intellection of gold, gold itself, and the passion of avarice. Then ask, in which of these does the sin consist? Is it the intellect? Is it the nous? But how then can the intellect be the image of God? Is it the intellection of gold? But what sensible person would ever say that? Then is the gold itself the sin? In that case, why was it created? It follows then that the cause of the sin is the fourth element, which is neither an objective reality nor the intellection of something real, but is a certain noxious pleasure, which, once it is freely chosen, compels the intellect to misuse what God has created. So he's telling us that the origin of this temptation is not that gold has any power in itself, or even the nature and the essence of gold and its true qualities. It is this idea of gold as being and possessing a certain kind of meaning for the individual, that it possesses a certain extraordinary value. He continues, now, as you investigate, you will see that the thought is in this way and analyze it into its components. It will be destroyed. And the demon will take to flight once your mind is raised to a higher level by its spiritual knowledge. So, what gives rise to this is a kind of noxious pleasure, he tells us, that is taken in gold itself. It is invested, as I said, with meaning that is not in accord with reality. And so we begin to invest it with a meaning that is extraordinary, that is something that we want to possess or feel that we need to possess in order that our sense of self and identity might be elevated. So rather than seeking our identity, our value in virtue, in the things of God, we begin to displace what we think has value onto something such as gold. And so it is the passion of avarice that takes hold of the human heart. Now he says, but before using his own sword against him, you may choose first to use your sling against him. By asking these questions, how is it that angels and demons affect our world, whereas we do not affect their worlds? For we cannot bring the angels closer to God, and we cannot make the demons more impure. And how was Lucifer, the morning star, cast down to the earth, making the deep boil like a brazen cauldron, disturbing all by his wickedness and seeking to rule over all? Insight into these things grievously wounds the demon and puts all his troops to flight. So when we begin to discern the essence of spiritual things, of angels and demons, that we cannot make them more impure, or we cannot make angels more pure and more perfect. And so it is the demon that is seeking then to draw us down. The source of this thought, this provocation, is seeking to bring us down to its own level. And by seeing this, Evagrius tells us, we immediately undo the demon, we anger it, and we cause it to take flight along with the other demons that assist it. He continues, but this is possible only for those who have been in some measure purified and gained a certain vision of the inner essences of created things. Whereas the impure have no insight into these essences, and even if they have been taught by others how to outwit the enemy, they will fail because of the great clouds of dust and the turmoil aroused by their passions at the time of battle. For the enemy's troops must be made quiet, so that Goliath alone can face our David. In combat with all unclean thoughts, then, let us use these two methods: analysis of the thought attacking us, and the asking of questions about inner essences. So Evagrius is telling us to break things down, to see the demon in particular that is at the heart of this temptation. And so to reduce our battle to one enemy, not to a horde of enemies. So to distinguish the essence of the demon, the vice that is being put before us, the demon of avarice. And so, like David, to fill our sling and cast the rock to destroy the Goliath, the main tempter, before the other demons that assist him can attack us as well. And so it's this kind of discernment, Evagrius is telling us, that helps us to break down what is going on in our mind, in our heart. The warning that he gives us, though, is that if we are still possessed by our passions, if we still have habitual sin residing in our heart and a habitual attachment to the things of this world, our minds are going to be clouded. The nous, the eye of the heart, is going to be clouded and not be able to discern or discriminate clearly between the essence of these things as he's laid out for us. And so we must first seek this purity of heart before our David then can slay the Goliath. Our nous can slay the tempter, the demon that seeks to afflict us. Prior to that, we are still blinded by the passion, and so are easily drawn into greater and greater sin. And so our focus must be on purity of heart. And so let us pray today that we might receive, by the grace of God, this capacity to discern the essence of the spirits around us, but also the essence, and to analyze the essence of the thoughts in particular that come to us, that we might break them down so that we might engage in a wise battle against them, to bring them down and to move away from them as quickly as they emerge. Thank you, and God bless you, and have a wonderful day.